Hello, hello, hello. We are live, live, live. Be getting better. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a subscriber, give a thumbs up to the video and share the link with others. Newcomers, welcome. Please consider joining the channel by checking the subscribe. I would love having your support. It would really touch my heart. Anyway, I just got a couple things, a few things I want to say or whatever, and then I'll move on to the tarot. Okay. First thing I want to say is that the astrology that I did the very first week, I had said in there about I always start on the Aries because Aries is the first of the zodiac. And it just makes it simpler for me to go around and to try and do each one. So anyway, and what I said in that video was that if you take your sign, your sun sign, and put it in the first house, then that has to do with your identity, your life, your house of self. So you'll know it, make it easier for you when you're looking, while I'm doing the tarot, to pick out, those houses and the characteristics of those houses, as well as the rulers of those houses. Okay. So I did say that. When I got started to do the tarot, I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and put your chart on the screen and you'll see it. That puts you in the first house. Okay. Now, I will say this as well. When it comes to the lot of fortune or part of fortune, the way that is kind of calculated, that's about your fulfillment, your happiness in life and all. It's a mathematical calculation that deals with the sun and the moon and the ascending. So if you look at your, wherever, if you know your chart and you know what your sun sign is, this is the one I'm going to do is your sun sign. If you know what your moon sign is, or you know what your ascending is, then you have those readings. You can group them together and watch them, and they should be able to help you some more, okay, to getting that happiness and fulfillment in life. So let's go ahead and jump on over into the astrology. You're my last one I'm doing, and I have things to do. So, because I have to start getting ready for next month, or, well, first off, next 2 weeks on the astrology. And I also have to start getting ready for October and getting my charts and all together for that. Also, one last thing I want to say at the end of the video, if you watch all the way to the end, you'll see I am putting up, I have to wait till YouTube finishes processing the video, and then I can put the two cards up there. One of them is for that week's astrology. I can put up there, and I can also put up the playlist. So for September, so you can hit the playlist or watch the astrology, either one you want to choose, whatever's up there. And you should be able to go there and the playlist and put it in queue, how you want to watch it. Like, say if you want to watch your sun sign, and then you put that in the queue. Say you want to watch your moon sign next, put that in the queue. Then your ascending sign next, that in the queue. And watch the astrology for that week, put that in the queue. So you can eliminate the videos and set them up how you want them to set up in the playlist, okay? The ones you want to watch. All right, so I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. So that will be at the end of the video for you. I'm trying to help you on that. Also, I kind of had to cut short yesterday because I didn't like the way that the tarot readings were showing on the screen. If it bothers me, I know it's going to bother you. I'm really just don't like it. It's got to be just the way I want it. And not that I'm a Virgo. I analyze everything to death. And So I had to go and spend the majority yesterday of resetting for the chroma key because it was not showing up right. And if I'm watching a video and I'm seeing this or seeing that and it bothers me, I know sometimes I feel like it's going to bother somebody else. So let me fix it. So I spent yesterday doing that. And you, last 4 signs from Sagittarius to you, are getting a better view, I think, personally. You can let me know in the comments below. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump over to the tarot. All right. Let me open up this window. Okay, the microphone's on. That's good. Loud and clear. Hope you're not picking up. I've got my microphone set, so hopefully it's not picking up anything in the background as well. All right, as you can see here, I've got your chart up. You're in the first house here. You have Saturn and Neptune retrograde in your house. In your first house, this is the house of your life, the house of self, as well. And you have, and this is your 7th house. This is your home or parent. This is your environment or your establishment, that you've established something in life, maybe school, maybe a career or something there. This is also known as the authoritative house, person of authority. And also, 2 other things I want to let you know. The moon represents the mother, feminine energy, and the sun represents the father or the ruler or the authority figure. Okay, as well. So the first thing I want to show you is I only do the major aspects. And I want to show you this. You have a grand trine here. You have Jupiter, which is in detriment. And what it means by detriment is it's opposite its house of rulership. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, right? You should know that if you've looked at astrology. So it rules this house, and when it's there, it just takes over. It controls everything. And there's expansion, there's growth, there's publishing, news, communications that you want to produce, or your writings you want to produce. Somewhere in there, I just thought I saw a glitch or something over there. It caught my eye. But it's really putting things out in the establishment in some way. The 4th house here, and with Gemini, it's communications, thought, writings, neighbors, short travels. This is long travels, long journey that you could be going through in a career. This is short. Usually the 3rd house deals with that as well, in the 9th house. So anyway, we had a grand trine from Jupiter over to the ascending. Now this is all air to Venus. So it's Venus to Jupiter. And Venus is in its house of rulership. Mercury is in its house of rulership. Just to let you know, these 2 are in their houses of rulership. And Venus is in a trine to Jupiter. It's like, okay, when a planet is in its detriment, it becomes weak, it becomes negative, and it becomes repressed. And so it feels like things are kind of difficult or slowing down. You're not feeling very like things are kind of being rewarded. You're not being rewarded. You don't feel the luck. You looking at everything, or your perspective may be in your thoughts or your communication may be somewhat in a negative way. And I've just been talking to somebody, someone I'm involved with, and I've noticed that he does that here lately. That he's been talking a lot of, in a sort of a negative way, like things haven't been that well or whatever. But this is coming up with Aquarius, and Aquarius is the ascending. And we have the turn belt with the ascending being in the moon and in the turn belt of Mars. So there's some action that you need to take. And with the moon right now in its first quarter in Sagittarius, it is time to set your intentions. But if it's here, you're going to kind of feel a little repressed. It may be like you're just settling for something. And you really don't have to. And Venus is about the values, and it's in Libra. And Saturn is retrograde. So, and remember what I said about the retrogrades. All retrogrades, I always, I know people in the past, every time, back when I was doing readings before, if I said something about Mercury going retrograde or Venus going retrograde, something going retrograde, everybody would be like, oh no, No, I try to get people to stop doing that and embrace the retrogrades. Because what the retrogrades represent is it's time for reviewing. It is time to reconsider. It's time to reorganize. It's time to restructure. And then it's time, when it goes stationary and it stops, now it's time to go through the process of reconciling to something that you've been through, that maybe there was lessons you needed to learn or see what it was you missed. If you felt like you didn't get a return on something, if you didn't feel the blessings coming back to you, ask yourself why. The how, what, when, where, how, who, what is it that was your stumbling blocks there? Because you got one here, okay? No doubt about it. Just don't be lax and just let things kind of go. Embrace the retrogrades. The next thing we've got is, and this will be going retrograde next month. And Pluto will begin its process of going stationary and coming back into Aquarius. Which it will not in our lifetime be going back in Capricorn. I think it's, 248 years or something it takes for it to go all the way around the zodiac. So none of us will be around. It'll be a whole different generation be going through something. It will be going through Aquarius, which will be your 12th house, which will be the house of sacrifice, rehabilitation, healing. Oh, my eye's really hurting. The next thing we have here is your T-square. Like I said, I only point out the major aspects here. And this, everybody's going through this with Mars. Everybody. Nobody's immune to it. It's just affecting others a little bit harder than some. And this is about drive, energy, ambition. And this is the apex. And what is in opposition here is dealing with the South Node. Are you taking these retrogrades and learning and reviewing and reorganizing, restructuring, so you can prepare for some sort of to reconcile something here that you've missed, and it concerns your future. So this is when we always need to do something here. The next thing we have is, and it's with Lilith. So there's something here that where maybe you didn't stand your ground and you should have. For you, it would be something about your values maybe changing or that they need to change. It has to do with the North Node in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Mars is in a fall right now. And when I mean it's in a fall, means that this planet is opposite its house of exaltation. So this planet gets along real well with Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. But when these two come together and Mars is over here, it's very exalted, but it's malefic. It's not beneficial, it's malefic, meaning it's the opposite of being the beneficial. Things can come to you. It means you have to struggle a little harder. You have to work a little harder. And so, but with it being opposite its house of exaltation, because that's ruled by Saturn, it feels kind of like dishonored. Because I didn't do this or I didn't do that. See what I'm saying? I'm not taking advantage of what the good Lord's given us to review things, to really look at things, look at our dreams, look at our imaginations. You know, were we working on healing to get that fulfillment, those things? Because you can see Chiron here, the moon is feeding in these emotions about healing. And also about, are you thinking about healing? Are you talking in a way that can heal wounds? Because it's tied in with Chiron over to the lot of fortune, which brings that pleasure, brings fulfillment. And Venus is tied into that. Do you see the love and beauty in things, or are you so pessimistic and so negative you can't see it? You can't see the love that is around you, that can be a driving force or an ambition to do something here. You follow me? Okay, so I just wanted to bring those out and show you that it is tied in here. And then we have a kite. Now there's, excuse me. Usually with the kite, there can be an opposition from the point of what's really being sent out here, but there is no opposition here. There's a challenge, sure, but there's no opposition to it to heal. We do have the Grand Trine here. With Venus being in the sort of apex or where it's coming from, we all strive for that optimism, that beauty, that love, our values. And this is about the house of values, healing some things. And the trine is going to the ascending. And it's going to Jupiter. So that Grand Trine I was showing you here is part of that kite. There's opportunities here. It's showing you, even though this is retrograde, is a lesson to learn here. Don't look on the negative side of life. Look for the opportunities to heal things and moving forward. Okay? And Chiron to the ascending. Look for those things. Because what you're seeing here is the moon in opposition to Mars. Look where the ascending is sitting at. The moon and Mars. Where's Jupiter at? It's sitting here, Mars and Mars. Be ambitious. Look for those things. And then we have Venus sitting in Saturn and Jupiter, because Jupiter is in detriment. And it's kind of like pointing something out to you. Go towards something that you can heal. And remember, it's always been said, heal thyself. You have the authority to heal thyself by looking at the blessings and the words instead of pitying yourself. Okay? So anyway, just wanted to bring that up. Kind of some little helpful things there to help you through. Get one shuffle. I've been shuffling the cards. I shuffle them pretty good between readings, but I'll give it that one, and then we'll cut the deck. We're going to take the bottom and put it in the middle. We're going to take the middle and put it on top, and the top is on the bottom. Okay? And I'm going to do 12 houses. If you've seen any of the other signs that maybe you watched that were part in your charts, ooh. Okay. All right, we have the Hangman in the first house here. That's Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of your house, okay? And it's in your house, so it has the strength to get that other perspective. Look at something a little different here. You know, look at your visions and use your imagination. So you got a planet here, your rulership, your ruler of your house in your first house. It's inspiring you. You got the 4 of Wands in the second house. It's your house of values, where you can gain. Next thing you got is the 10 of the third house, which has to deal with others and sharing with others. 10 of Wands. Fourth house is parent or home. Your home and family, because we're going into the family section here. This is the house. These are the houses of self. Early life. Then we have your 5th house with its 5 of Wands. We have the 6th house, King of Pentacles. 7th house. Oops. We have the 3 of Wands. 8th house, we have the 3 of Pentacles. That's been coming out a lot. People must be restructuring or rebuilding, or it's, showing you something you need to do. 10 of Cups, that's one of your cards too. That's Pisces. That's fulfillment. Queen of Cups, 10th house. Oh, we got 2 queens opposing one another. This could be something about a parent. Communicating maybe with a parent, or a parent on your mind you may be concerned about. This is all water. Okay. We got the 7 of Wands for your 11th house. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the first time I think I've seen this. Maybe not, but I'm not quite sure. We got 7 of Cups as the overall energy for this reading. Scorpio energy. And we have the 7 of Swords. So we've got 2 sevens here. This is not a very good combination for energy. It's like it's telling me whatever you're hiding, or whatever is something here, that overall energy, what is going on? Something's here is unhealthy. You may miss an opportunity. Got the Ace of Swords under that. Let's go over what we got here. Like I said, the overall energy here is the Seven of Cups. That's Scorpio, which is your ninth house. Mars rules that, and like I said, Mars is in a fall. So are you making some bad choices here, or are you playing too many games or something here? Or you just, the whole thing is you're just looking at trying to get to the long-term prize. You're trying to level up, more or less. Go from one level to the next level to the next level. It's like you're trying to reach something here. Top prize, possibly. But I don't know if it's the way you're going about doing it. I don't know. Now, I did talk about the first house, Neptune, your ruling planet. This is like being stagnant. Or trying to get that different perspective of something. It's like you're just hanging around, waiting around. Waiting for something here. I used to always think, too, with this hangman, the way his legs are positioned. I mean, it's almost like you can get yourself down from here if you wanted to. All you do is just unwrap your leg and get out of it and flip over. And look at something very clearly. You're always, it's like you're looking above. You're in reverse. You're always looking, at keeping your head up, looking at the stars, looking for something here. Maybe to inspire you. I don't know. I want to say, too, that when, it's often said sometimes that when a planet is retrograde, it's not at its strength when it's at retrograde. And that may be true to some degrees, because with this here, it's like you're not putting all the energy into something that you need to. The next thing we have is on your second house. So there's something about you freeing yourself up, letting go of something here within yourself. Or even reassessing your dreams. It reminds me of something here too. If you, let's just say you have a desire or a dream to do something. And if you don't pull yourself out of something, because it's up to you to reach that dream. It's not going to just fall down in your lap. If you somebody sets their expectations and their goals too high. It's kind of like what this is. You set something here so high because you feel like you will never reach it anyway. Why would you do that? I mean, with me, if I have a goal to do something and I'm really, really interested in learning something, like I was with this, I'm going to grab at everything I can and absorb all the knowledge or information I can find out there. I got a dimple right there. Didn't even know I had. I'm sorry. I just noticed that. But don't do that to yourself. It's like you're not valuing yourself. This is the Four of Wands. Which is Aries energy. A lot of people connect that to home. Celebrating something. Maybe you're returning to home. Maybe there's a homecoming. Maybe you're moving to another home. Maybe you're going back home to your family, your roots. That would be a very good thing for your value, because this is about your values. And this is what you gain. That's kind of a skill too. Maybe it's a early childhood dream you had that you're turning back to. I don't know. But you're moving forward. Now, this is sort of the house where you gain things. Here is your third house, which is the house of sharing. You're taking all your little wands, and where maybe there was some success, and you're done with something here, and you may be returning back to your home or back to your roots, I might say. Back to your spirituality. Then we have air and fire here. I'm sorry. Something about water and air. It's emotions. Maybe there's something about the mother or the parent. Maybe you get some sort of communication from them. Maybe there's talk of returning back to home. But this is about sharing something as well. You're bringing back something to share. And you're taking that action of doing it. Wands are action oriented. It's where you've grown. It's the growth of something. Could be going, like I said, you could be going back to a parent's childhood home as well. Here in your fifth house is your house of pleasure, children. Something has changed. Things are never the same when we leave. If we left home and we return home, nothing seems to stay the same. There's been some sort of change. And it's like, some people would say that's kind of nitpicking, or playing games. It is about with children involved too. Maybe, again, the childhood home or something there. It's also about love affairs, games, children. Or it could be, and I just don't see. I mean, I was going to say that there could be a parent moving in with you. You're maybe sharing your home with a parent, or the parent sharing their home with you. It's more like you're sharing something here. You know, packing up the food, family, moving back. This is Saturn in Leo, which Leo and the Sun rule the fifth house, because usually Leo is the fifth house, but it has something to do. This is connected to your sixth house. Might be financial reasons why. Kings I look at as mutable signs, because they, in order to rule a kingdom, a king has to be able to make an adjustment and adapt at any moment in time, because change, and you have to adjust to it. Maybe there's something with finances here. So I look at this as Virgo. And Virgo is your seventh house. So these, like here, are connecting. This one to this one, this one to this one. This one, you know, is connecting in here. All of this is connecting together. In your home and family. You know, somebody here, you know, normally I would look at this with the Three of Wands as somebody who's packing up. They plan a date or something like here. But to me, it could be unpacking as well. So, you know, moved from one place to another and unpacking and more or less saying, well, we're only going to be here for a short time. You could be going back to your home, childhood home, and visiting. It's Aries again. So you have Aries here and you have Aries here. Here, you have Sagittarius. So you're having to make some sort of adjustment. Did something not turn out like you thought it would? Because I feel like here in the partnership of your life, you know, this is your seventh house. This is like your daily routines. You're sorting things out. You're analyzing things. You know, your finances. You're looking at maybe returns on investments and these sort of things. This is like really looking at all the details of something here, financially. Like, what can I afford now? But it's almost like, you know, there's a time thing here. Something on the calendar. Here in your eighth house this is the house of death and transformation. So you're restructuring something here that is ended. That has to deal with here. In your life and in your family. Things have changed. That may be why you feel like whatever action you took, you failed at, or you felt like some dishonor or something. That whatever the dream was, it didn't succeed. So let me start over again. And we've got the Ten of Wands, and we've also got the Ten of Cups. I don't think you're really giving up the dream. It's just you're going back to the drawing board. to look for that fulfillment for family. Like I said, this could even be where a mother is moving in with you. And it may change the finances within the family. Or moving back to home with a parent can help in some way in the finances. But there's something here that's mystical. And this is all water. Now, I don't know why they don't. And the pin pointing up. This is water and fire. It's almost like somebody foretold something here. It's not that I told you so, but it's almost like somebody here foresaw something that had to do with like the two fishes, you know? They knew something here, and I don't know if that was sort of a warning. I don't feel like it's a I told you so. No. Could be, but I'm just saying. You may have gotten a reading before, you know, but it's almost like, you see the clouds in the air and all this is kind of like connected here. And this Seven of Wands is Leo energy. Now, I did see the Leo here somewhere. Where did I see it at? Right here. Saturn being in retrograde and also Saturn being that of time. In time, we learn lessons if we look at something here. But this is with Sagittarius, it's like your 10th house. There's your 10th house. It's like I don't know who that is. But it's kind of like, stopping something. And here with this Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter is in detriment. Remember what I said. It's opposite your 10th house. It's weak. It's repressed. It's like did you not see the signs? It's like somebody here, I don't know if you had a reading of some sort, maybe a palm reading, or you went somewhere, but it's like they tried to warn you to stop, slow down. You're going on the wrong path. It's like, did you not see the warnings? You took it. I don't know if you took a chance on an opportunity. But this is, to me, is like whatever you were trying to build here, it ended. And now it's time, because this is Capricorn. And remember what I said, Pluto went back in Capricorn. And this has something to deal with the sun where it's at, Virgo season. Because, in Virgo season is when the harvest comes in. if you put the work in and you're driven to do something here. But there's a change here, a big transformation going on. And I guess so, because Pluto's there. You know, Pluto is finishing up. It's at its last degree. It's like it goes back into Capricorn to say, let me finish the job that needs to be finished. Maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe you're finishing up something here. I don't know. And there's a deadline or something. The partner. Maybe somebody's out of town and they're headed back home. I don't know. And maybe there was something about an investment here in what you were doing. You're analyzing the cost. But it's almost like you're going into something here where somebody says, you didn't see the warning signs? Stop. You can't go any further. Not at this time. And that could be very well with Jupiter. Because remember, I said in your astrology, the kite is what is flowing. There's no opposition there. But whatever you're coming from, and it's coming from love, maybe, and your values, and balance, having to deal with your balance, healing something, your drive. This may be a difficult time for you right now. I just got this feeling that as hard as you're trying, somebody here is like trying to help. But maybe I don't know how they're helping, but you know what? I just got that song coming to my mind. It's an old song. Take time to know her. It's not an overnight thing. Take time to know her. It's where a mother's talking to her son. It's not an overnight thing. Whatever, it seems like whatever you did here is like, was not the perfect timing. I mean, you know, like I also say when retrogrades is when we go internal, not out, you know, not external. We don't go out and plan things and do things and all that. All of the retrogrades are internal. And remember that Mars, I don't know if I said it, but Mars, when it goes into Leo, it's going to come back into Cancer. And it's going to spend quite a bit of time. Mars, you know, doesn't move very fast. And when it goes retrograde, that or possibly Venus as well, especially Mars though, it doesn't move fast. It takes months. Because it takes Mars, I think, let me check it real quick before I run my big mouth. It takes Mars about 2 months. So this is going to be probably, you add in the retrogrades, you add in the stationaries and how long it sits there. Sometimes they sit there for a week or so. And so you add that all in, that's probably about 5 or 6 months altogether when Mars goes retrograde. So there's going to be a time when you're just going to sit back here and process what action you took. And was it the right move? Was it the right timing? That's why people say when Mercury goes retrograde, don't sign contracts. Don't obligate yourself. Renegotiate. Really look it over. Read the fine print. All this other stuff. Saturn going retrograde. Take your time. Don't rush it. Look at what steps you're doing here. Be cautious in your movements. And with the ascending being in your 12th house, that's the house of sacrifice. You may have had to make some sacrifices here as well. And that's why it's coming up now. This is the month that, maybe toward the end of the month, parts of October, you're having to make sacrifices. But the whole thing is internalizing something that you kept deep inside yourself about going to the next level. Going after the prize. Something you really wanted to achieve. But maybe feeling like, kind of things were held back. So remember, the biggest thing is when retrogrades come about, take that to go internal, not external. Don't make any sudden moves. Don't jump the bandwagon. Look at where you've come. Also, when I look at retrogrades and I start doing my monthlies, I see a retrograde or whatever. I see, I kind of look at where the degree it's going back to, and I look to see that hey, we're going back to this time period. So there's something between now at the time when it goes stationary and it sits there and then it begins to move backwards. You're going back to that time period. And I try to write those down and let them know. But sometimes I have to rush, and that's why I've been away for a while, and now I'm coming back. So I just need to slow my own self down. Okay, so I thank you for joining me. Yours was pretty simple. Last four has been not that bad, not that big and complicated, and not too many. I don't see a whole bunch of different storylines here, and for once the last four have not just drove me crazy. So this is good. This is good. And I gotta say, I'm a Virgo, and my Mercury's in its return. My Venus already was in its return. My Sun is in its return. And so I'm going through a lot of things in myself that is a return for me. I've made a lot of growth and change, and I had my 7 to 14 years of you take that twice, doubling of challenges and limitations and all that, and struggles, and I know that with mine, I went through my transformation. I had, like I said, I had a lot of health issues, and it really took its toll. And I had, first it was, my mom, personal issues with her and her health. Then it was my own personal relationships that, drudged on. And then, my health here, and took my health down and everything else. So now it's like, I really feel like the cycles are ending for me. All that what was and what's happened, I've experienced the lessons. I went through my karma. I've went through my own rehabilitation on myself. So wonder I didn't go start bonkers crazy. I was almost there. But I went through all that. And if I can do it, I know anybody else can. But you have to open your mind and look for opportunities where maybe you think there's none there. Because there's always something there. Especially if you believe the Lord is your Lord and Savior. He's always with you. You're never alone. And those that just turn to Him in those hours, and He asks you to do it. Turn to Him. Lay your burdens on me. I'll carry you through this. I'll show you how you can change something in your life for the better. Yeah. You going through health issues? Yes, He carried me through that. And there was times when I was in so much pain that I had to pray on it. And I would all of a sudden feel better. It didn't, it was me. It wasn't Him, it was me. Because they say a lot of times people's physical healing doesn't stay with them because somehow they don't have the real strong enough faith. Or that they give in to something. And I think a lot of mine was, I gave in. It's not that I didn't have faith. It's just that I gave in to the pain. So, these are lessons I learned. And I worked through them, and now maybe my journey has come to an end. My suffering and all that I've been through is now, my life is changing. I mean, I was born with the sun in my house, my Mercury and my Venus at 10 degrees, conjoined, and Pluto in my house at 2 degrees. So, yeah. I would be changing a lot. A lot. So probably every 7 years was a drastic change for me. And if I look back on it and I look at the years, I can basically tell you every time there was a major drastic transformation in my life. So, just a little tidbit there. And if I can help anybody through something to get through it, it's well worth it. Well worth it. Okay? So anyway, y'all wait for this. You'll watch the video, and I probably won't get to put the cards at the end of the video until tomorrow morning, but they will be there. Okay? So remember, number one, if you're already a subscriber, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, also give it a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms. It supports me. I'm not going to come over here and everything and ask you for donations and all that. No, that's not me. You can support me by helping me grow this channel. Because that way we can all reach out and help others as well by our own experiences. So, if you're new, like I said, share the links to the videos. And make sure you check the subscribe button. There's many ways to subscribe. You can do it down below. Or you can do it by the little Astrology Tarot and Astrology, little woman there with the moon. You can do it through her. There's also a little woman with a cow, little girl with a cow. You can click on that. And then make sure you check the bell that you get the notifications, because I do set notifications to my subscribers. Now, if you are not a subscriber, you won't get the notifications. If you are a subscriber and you're not getting the notifications, unsubscribe and join back, and make sure you click the bell. Okay? Because sometimes they drop off. Okay? So I thank you for being with me. Remember, go check your ascending. Check this is your sun. check your moon, check your ascending, and maybe you can get the whole full picture, okay, of what's to come and what is ascending upon to come. Because remember, what is below can't be seen until it ascends above into the light. Okay? And y'all take care, and I will see y'all later. Bye now.